Hi there, I'm JJ, and this one is gonna be Night Terrors. So where we're starting is in the first stages of this, the Devil's Octagon, but we're not gonna go entirely to the squashing of the 4 layers. And so we're here at we just folded these over, and then we're putting this like this. And this is still happening. The inside fold to the center is still happening, but it stops right after that. So there we go. The Devil's Octagon you can find in the Sun. You can find in the Devil Flower. In the model other videos. Or no, actually, I believe it's only in the Devil Flower because the Sun actually mentions that it's starting at the Devil's Octagon. So we're here. We folded those, but this time we're not actually going anywhere with this. We're not squashing this. We're just gonna do another maneuver, which is taking this middle line and bringing it to the top line, like so. So the middle line folds over to meet the top line like this, and it's pretty much a reverse from the middle. The middle line is reversed thanks to these two valleys here, and we do that for all 4 of these insides for it to create a simple detour to this base. Okay. One more. It's kind of folding it like a round fan into a round fan. Like so. Out of that. Okay, so here we go. We are in the Night Terrors here, so named because I woke up in the middle of the night and folded this out of my mind, just randomly. Alright, so here we are. And the next is really simple. We're just gonna take all these tips and also inverse them. And our only guide is gonna be this thicker edge of the thicker petal. We're gonna be folding against. And then the other part is gonna be folding to the bottom line here. Or as far as it can go to that bottom line. Just, you know, don't push it too far. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty close to it. It's pretty much just reversing it again with that one marker. So we reversed those petals, those parts, and then we're reversing it again into an even more constrained kind of thing. By the end of this, these 8 reverses, most of the model is really done. This is a really simple one, if you don't count the pre-folding of the Devil's Octagon. So we're still going to end up with thicker petals and thin petals, but this time it's going to be a lot simpler because the base is only a 4. It's not like that sharper 8 sided pyramid. So we're still folding those over with that reference of this rhombus. And then up to that bottom line here. Or you could use that bottom line as reference everywhere, really, but... Alright, so now we have something that looks very similar to the Sun, but in absolute reverse. So, most of the model is done. The rest is just curling. So I'm going to take a stem that I created before, and I'm going to use it to curl. The first curling I would suggest is the thick petals, because the thick petals, when you flatten them out, they trap the thin petals into the sharp. They can't open anymore. So only 4 petals can open at a time. So if you start curling these inwards, for example, the thin petals are trapped. So once you're done with curling 4, it'll be pretty clear what happens to the thin petals. Because they can't open, they will be curling to the side, like in a... I don't know if I made a wish... No, I don't believe I made a wish model tutorial. Yeah, so now these 4 kind of lock away the thin ones, and what we do is take the curling thing and we curl the whole thin petal to the side as far as it can go. Such. And then we just keep going one direction or whichever. The beauty of this is you can alternate it however you want. You can have like 2 petals curling one way and then another curling the other way, and it looks even better, I bet, because it's less structured and more chaotic, which is what's really the point of this this model is. So these are curled all the way in one direction, and these are curled inwards, and what we're doing next is curling the very tips of them the other way. So I'm curling the top ones first, just a tiny bit. So as you can see, if you curl the top ones in further, you can then curl the tips the other way, so it makes like a wave. And then the same thing happening with the thin ones. Taking the tips of the thin ones and just curling it the other way. That's pretty much it. It's a very simple model. Once these are done, all you need to do is really rip the bottom a bit and put the stem through. And there's your nightmare night terrors. Night terrors.